Hey guys, Ezekiel from PBG. I'm here with George Machado, our sponsor. What'd you do this weekend?
So I didn't play the main event because I was lending out the deck that I was gonna play, which is Pure Zoo, and then I was gonna play Infernoid Zoo last minute, but then I forgot my side deck, so I didn't have enough time before the event to actually make my deck, and I didn't want to start with a random roster, so I guess that was the reason that we didn't get 1,000 players.
999.
Yeah, we got 999 at YCS Pittsburgh. A lot of our players entered. It was a great time. We had a bunch in day 2, and then unfortunately a lot of X2s didn't make top 32. So we had 2 in top 32, and they made pretty good progress. When I think they both finished in top 32. Losing top 32. But other than that, so I didn't play the main event. I played the side event. I played in the Attack of the Giant card. Which is an event played, one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and then you get to pick which giant card you want. So I played on the first one, so I got the first pick. The 2 giant cards were Ash Blossom and Masterpiece. Of course, went for the Ash Blossom.
Beautiful
really
card.
Nice art, beautiful card, and yeah, it was 32 players, so it was about 5 rounds. And yeah, I'm just gonna show you what I played. I played Infernoid Zoo, so not the typical Zoo deck.
A 60 card deck?
Yeah, 60 card deck.
Show us the good.
Yeah, I really don't want to play something standard like everybody else. So first off, Decatron, that's Heart and Soul of the deck. Essentially copies any Infernoid in your deck. Then we got the level 2 scaling up. This is Antra. This is the one that bounces back a face-up card. Really good. It makes it level 3 so that you can do some cute plays like summon Harmonic, and then you can like you could Deviati send this, bounce back a card, make it 3, and then summon this, and then go into Invoker and then do your little Zoo combo. So pretty cool. Harmonic, which is, I think this and this are the most important Infernoids in your deck, contrary to popular belief on like the big ones, because this is a level 4 and there's level 3, so you can special summon them as many times as you have fuel, either from your hand or the graveyard. And this Zoo combos, and then this, it doesn't fully Zoo combo like with the MX Saber Invoker, but it can still make Broad Bull, so it's still really good. Then we play the Garnet of the deck, which is the one that you want to bring out with the Void Feast, so you can resolve it properly. And then that's the level 6. And then you have Sisamus, which is you usually summon. Sometimes if you don't have enough fuel, if you draw the Garnet, you can go this, summon Decatron. But this card's really good. I actually used it like 3 or 4 times in the event. I would attack and then banish like their either like one guy had a Fairy Tale against me, another guy had like I don't know, something else relevant that I banished the back row, hit a strike or something. I don't know. But really good. This guy actually went for game like 3 times. Like before this, I was playing this deck. I had played this deck in like 3 or 4 tournaments, and I'd never used this guy. And I was like, why is this guy so good? I mean, like I'm still playing him for a name because he's like, you could still get him off Void Feast if you're like running really low on resources. But he's the biggest one, and he attacks twice. So I would always like leave 1 creature on their board. I would try to pop 1, and then go and swing into 1, and then hit him for 28, and then I would like Fairy Tale Snow attack, banish Fairy Tale Snow attack again for extra damage and stuff like that. So because they all have the DD Crow effect on both turns, the big ones at least. So really good in OTKing and plays a really big part in the deck. And then you have the standard 2 of each boss monster, Spell and Trap Negator / Dark Hole, and then Monster Effect Negator / Heavy Storm, which this I didn't rely too much on this one, except for I played Chainburn round 1 of the regional. Oh, I also won a regional flight with this, by the way, which is where I got this mat and this nice
beautiful mat.
And I finally got my invite because I hadn't played in any regionals or any like. I played at YCS Denver. That's the only like main event deck that I played in. So I didn't have my invite, so now I get to play a national. So
double plus this weekend.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So in the regional, I summoned this guy and was able to negate the crucial burn cards for the first round, and then this is just all around just a little bit better. Heavy storming and being able to stop monster effects is really good. This guy could attack a guy over Masterpiece, which is really relevant actually in the deck, especially if they do tribute Masterpiece with a spell card, because it won't get the boost from Diagram, so it'll stay at 2950. So this will still be able to run over. So that's kind of relevant, instead of just relying on Kaijus. Then I played the Zoo engine that you have to play. Obviously the Terratops, double wrap here. I was playing 2 Whiptail. I talked to Travis, he helped me out with the deck. Shout out to Travis. And we theorioed a bunch, and we decided 2 was fine, and he was right. I was never really needing the 3rd one. Ram for the new Leica combo, you know, pop the Ram, special summon a Zoo, and then it's actually a lot better in this deck because when you bring back the rat, you have something to do with it because you usually have an extra rat. So you actually go into Kagetsuchi mill 5 and it kind of extends your plays a little bit more. Thoroughblade, which is a new addition, so the third Whiptail pretty much became the Thoroughblade, which actually, again, Travis, shout out to him. That got me game. If I had a Whiptail in my deck, I wouldn't have been able to push for game. I think I was off by like 300, and the difference between these are 400. So I was able to attach this and beat over that extra attack power, and then I won by 100, but it was his last turn, so he was still able to kill me. But I made a really solid play and read him. Shout out to Joe, by the way. Really solid Canadian player. He's top like 2 or 3 nationals in a row. Really solid player, and I beat him in the finals of the regional. He was really. It was a really good game. We had a big crowd watching us, judge watching us, and it was just back and forth. There was no like super blowout games, but it was a really grindy match. He was playing pure Zeus, so it was like, you know, I was pretty much playing against the most optimal build of the format, and it shows that this deck can really grind. And I wasn't drawing like really insane. He wasn't drawing like really insane. It was really fair. He had answers, I had answers. It was a lot of interaction. And then I played the Kaiju package. The reason I didn't play the 3300 one is because actually these are all level 8. All the other ones are bigger, so when you interrupted Kaiju Slumber, you can still summon an Infernoid. If you played one of the bigger ones and you want to get like the Star Destroyer on your field, it's going to be a level 12, it's going to lock you out. You're not going to be able to summon any Infernoids whatsoever. So, and like I said, this can just run over Diagram by itself, and so can this guy. I mean, not Diagram, a Masterpiece by itself. If they have, you know, if they pop the spell to make it immune and stuff like that, or if I pop the Diagram and then I run over it. But yeah, so I still play with the same Kaiju package, and then 4 God cards, Maxi and 3 Snails. This is just bonkers. Like, yeah, it was, grass was actually really nice to me this weekend, and I was able to mill at least one of these, with the exception of one game in the finals against Joe. I didn't mill this, but I was still able to. I was still able to get there, but otherwise, I normally milled one, and I wanted to see this card because I normally never mill that off grass, so I actually decided to play Foolish Burial, which I'll show you in a bit, just to make sure that I get that in the graveyard. That's a lot of monsters. I think it was like 37 or something. Yeah, it was okay. 37. No, 36. I played 4 turns. To complement the Kaiju engine. Of course. Very good board wipe. Like board wipes are very good right now against zoos. In total, people say, you know, maybe this card's not that good because, you know, Ash, but I want them to Ash. Honestly, I want them to Ash as soon as possible so I can go and resolve this and just win the game. So, so the more things to bait them into putting Ash, the better. And then I had a few more Ash baiters in Tanky and Barrage, which if they don't know what I'm playing at the beginning, I could be playing the 60 card Zoo deck or Brilliant Fusion Zoo deck. So they don't know exactly what I'm playing game 1. Works out very beneficial for me. They stop this and then I'm able to resolve this and I win. I played not just 3 Ash, but I played, not just 3 grass, I played 6 grass.
How scared are you when you activated this?
Yeah, I was really scared every time I prayed, every time I slapped this down, and I'm like, please don't have an Ash. But it's not like you start this card off, like when you draw your 5, this is not the first card that you activate. So you first activate a Tanky or a Barrage or, you know, a Slumber if you're going second, or, you know, you summon a Rat and you go into a Broadbolt play or whatever. You do everything you can to extend your play, set yourself up so that you just play this at the very end, and you just hit them with it, and they don't really see it coming, and they normally won't have you out. Ash is only once per turn. They could only have 1. They could open 3, but they're only going to be able to resolve 1, and 1 is all I need. So this was not dead at all week, and if it is, you know, you can just set it and then you know, just bluff it out or something. But it was never bad. It never got ashed.
What was your biggest mill? What was your biggest mill?
Biggest mill was like 28 or something like that. 28. Yeah, they do comboed and then I went. Something like that. So pretty good. And then I played, I guess you can call this two more grasses green. This is Void Imagination. You can send this to the graveyard to fusion summon the Tierra from the extra deck, which lets you pretty much Foolish Burial 6 Infernoids. So really good card. Going second, going first, not as good, but it still makes all your Infernoids level 1 while it's on the field. So a really cool play in the Attack of the Giant card is I had Decatron send something, play this to make the Decatron 1 again, and then I summoned Deviati and Anunku. So I ended with whatever Decatron copied and Deviati and Anunku. And if I had more Deviatis and Anunkus, I would have been able to summon them all pretty much, because this makes them all level 1. So this pretty much lifts the restriction on you having 8, or at least makes it a little bit easier on you. And then I played 3 of Void Banishment, which searches this, and the God card, another God card, which I'm actually not too sure about this anymore because of Ghost Ogre. I only got this Ghost Ogred once. It could get Ashed, which I already knew, but now it could get Ghost Ogre too, which will actually like disrupt this play. So I'm not too sure yet. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna play this moving forward, but I resolved this only once in the Giant card anyways, and I still, in both events actually total, I only resolved this once. So it's not necessary for the deck, it's just a huge extender. Yeah, a huge extender, but it's not, you can still win with that. And then I played the Foolish to get the Fairy Tale Snow, or if I needed any big guy in the graveyard that I didn't have grass, I can do that. Also, another target to hit Ash, and so is this. So they can Ash this if they really feel greedy or whatever, and they really want to get the Ash out of their hand. But yeah, I played the good old Patrick Hoban 59 card deck, and really came in clutch. I mean, there was not a point where I was like, damn, I'm 1,000 off from killing you. Like, it's not, the life points isn't really relevant, and yeah, it just helps me get to the cards that I want to see more. I mean, it's just one card, but when you're going to an event that you want to win a bunch of rounds in a row, those little percentages matter. I went a total of 9-0 with this deck, 5-0 in the Giant card and 4-0 in the regional to win both events.
Amazing.
So that's a solid 60. If I could play more than 60, I would.
The mill would be greater.
Yeah. We played Cyphone Omega for the extra deck. Only came up once against the Chamberlain player. It's really good because you have to go really negative to summon him, and it was really good because I didn't need to, like, I played around Secret Barrel and Secret Blast and all those cards that require you to control a lot of cards. So that was really good. Other than that, actually super mediocre. Never really went into it against any of the top decks or anything like that. Like, decks are drawing too many cards for this to be relevant for them to hit one card, honestly. Like, This is really good when it's in simplified game states for the most part. 2-tier, I was really scared of the True King, and I didn't want the True King guy that hits the extra deck to not let me Void Imagination or anything like that, because this is really one of the God cards in your deck. Looking back on it, I only played 1 Dino. They never resolved that card. No, 2 Dinos. They never resolved that card against me. Actually, yeah, one of them did. But you don't really need to rely on this guy to win, so I'm probably just going to cut him down and play something else. I had another idea in mind for this deck, so I'm going to be doing a lot of switches leading up to ARG Richmond in a few weeks. And then the Kagetsuchi, really good in this deck because, as you know, all the zoos are Beast Warriors, so just being able to mill 5, yeah. After a grass, like trying to get that snow if you don't get it the first time, which is what I did in a lot of plays. I would go grass first. See, I didn't hit what I needed. I'd just extend more into the Kagetsuchi. I'd leave the combo out. First, I'd get all the pieces out of the deck. Then I'd mill myself, and then I'd go from there. Okay. Tornado Dragon, which was the new addition, I guess, from Maximum Crisis that I added to this deck. I only really summoned it once, and it was against a Dino deck that, quote-unquote, bricked, but they had a lot of backer. I think like his first turn he set 4 past, and then there was some plays that he wasn't really responding to, so I figured he didn't have Strike, Torrential, or any of those cards. So I summoned it, hit a Quaking, and then on his turn popped an Imperial Iron Wall, and yeah, he still had Imperial Iron Wall. Some people were still signing it, so it hit Imperial Iron Wall and all that stuff. So it was really, like, that match, it really just, took him by surprise and took the match. 1 Gust Arm Roll because you're not comboing. There was a lot of times that I could have gone into this and I didn't. This was like one of the least used cards in my extra deck, other than this because I only summoned this once. But this was really good, specifically in the finals of the regional. I was able to put back a Rapier from like a grass that milled too many cards. I put back a Rapier, and then I was able to still extend and then special summon a Rapier from the deck, and then keep going from there. So this was really good in replenishing my resources on that. Self-explanatory. I didn't play Hammer Kong, which may be over this, but no, actually this card's a little bit better because you can attack for game, and this deck puts a lot of damage output really fast. So this for the little combo, 2 Tiger Mortar, which I probably would have cut one for a Hammer Kong, to be honest. I saw Billy Break play 2, and I was like, maybe it's good. It wasn't as good as I thought, and the second one ended up being just extra material on monsters at the end of it, which Hammer Kong would have done fine also. But Hammer Kong would have given me the optional ability of, first, it's another name, so you can overlay again, and then 2, you can do the little combo with Leica and just end with Leica and then all that stuff. And yeah, 2 Tridents. Trident, I mean, self-explanatory. These are self-explanatory. This is no really explanation needed. I don't wish I had more or less of those, of any of those cards. Let's put this in a nice one first. 3 Ash Blossom. I didn't want to main it because I didn't want to like ruin the consistency of me like just going off turn 1. I just wanted to always have it when I went second, or in a game where they already have cards to slow down my game plan. So first game, I just want the deck to run as fluid as possible and be able to get the job, you know, its primary job done without like having to draw more bricks. You know, I already play a few bricks, so. Flying Sea is an X1, very good against the Zoo deck. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you got to know when to put it down, because if it's if they have a barrage or diagram, then it's not as good because you destroy it and they just keep going off. So it's kind of a tricky card to play. I haven't been able to draw it or summon it yet, but
if you do, it'll be broken.
Yeah. And then we got the board wipes to add on to the more board wipes. You want to see one of these as much as possible. I saw this a lot. Like, against Joe in the final. A lot of these plays were against Joe in the final. Yeah, I was able to Dark Hole and then OTK. So if they go first, set up a board. Zoo deck, it doesn't matter how many cards they draw. If they only have like 1 or 2 cards in the back row, then it's really easy. Especially with a lot of people like transitioning to no traps now. This deck really takes advantage of it and is able to kill them immediately. And then you got 3 Twin Twisters in the sideboard. They used to be in the main deck, threw them in the sideboard because now, you know, as you know, a lot of people just not maining any traps. And I Nightmare, which I didn't draw. I mean, I sided it like 2 or 3 times. This is a new card from Maximum Crisis. Pay 1,000, destroy a face-up spell trap. This was kind of like a last-minute addition. It was kind of like, oh, what do we side? Travis, what do you think about Unending Nightmare? He's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, all right, cool, putting it in. So this is definitely going to be switched out, I think. It was just really for, it's okay against Zoo, and it would be against the Zoo True Draco deck because you can hit the Diagram, and you can hit the Zodiac Barrage, and you can hit the Tenki, which are 3 really good targets, and an Imperial Order. But obviously not hitting the True King Spell Trap, because if you destroy those, then I take a negative too. So. And then the last card was Solemn Warning, which put in work again against the final, in the finals of the regional against Joe. I opened with this and Left Arm Offering. I opened with this, Left Arm Offering, and like 3 other cards that I needed to play, like Grass or some other stuff.
Right.
I actually did, that was one of the games that I didn't actually just shotgun Left Arm. I didn't actually open Grass, so I just, I Dark Hold him, then made a board, a pretty decent board, set Warning, and then he didn't see the warning coming. Like, you don't expect this deck to play any, like, kind of reactive traps, and this caught him by surprise. And next turn, I was able to draw, banish an Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, and have enough for Left Arm Offering. So he couldn't even read the Left Arm Offering because I didn't have enough cards in hand. But the Interrupted Kaiju Slumber got me the extra card, and I was able to resolve it, and then just went from there. So really good, catches people out of surprise. But other than that, it was really good. That was the deck. I'm probably going to do some changes, like I said, leading up to Richmond. I saw some ideas that I saw that I liked this weekend. And other than that, I'm going to keep playing the deck moving forward. I think it's very powerful. It's got a really good matchup against the True Dracos and the Zodiacs.
All right.
And it incorporates Zodiacs itself. So other than that, it was really good. I only played it in 2 events, went 9-0, won 2 events. So really can't complain. Got rid of the Ghost Sash as somebody that really, really wanted it. I traded him for it. I played him in tournament. He's like, bro, please win me the Ghost Sash. That's all I want, you know, from this event. You know, I came here to get that.
I remember that too.
So I traded to him. Really glad that I made him happy and got him the card that he wanted, and at the same time won it. So really fun. And I was able to get 2 prize cards from the winners. So really successful. Yeah, the misprint, 2-sided. And then, you know, the 3BT team, shout out to them. They did really well. They beat a lot of other teams. I don't know how many other teams were entered.
Like 20 in all?
20 teams, so they beat 20 teams. That's really good. They had a lot of good players. This is on day 2, by the way, guys. So like all the good players are, you know, playing in these side events. I didn't have time to play the Giant card day 2, or else I would have. And then we had a lot of players X2. I think we had like six of them day 2, but they all finished X2 and only 2 made it. So like 2 out of the 4 really got. It was really unfortunate. 16 X2s got cut out because they didn't hit like the 1,028 mark, I think, which is what they need to get. Yeah, so it was fantastic. 2 of them made it, Del Bolito and Mike Albanese, which you'll be able to see the deck profiles soon. But really solid performance from the guys, and I appreciate everybody who represented us this weekend. Another great YCS. I gave out a bunch of Ultra Pro stuff to everyone that came up and said hi. Thank you again for everyone who shouted us out and came up to us. And shout out to everyone that I didn't say, and nice meeting everyone that I did. And I'll see you at ARG Richmond and then at Nationals.
All right.
For now, we're out. Peace, guys.
All right, PBG with Ultra Pro is out.